So learn to let go of thoughts, and when they come, because overthinking will teach you to stop overthinking. So don't double down and say I shouldn't have overthought, because then you're just going in a vicious cycle. When you recognize yourself overthinking, guess what you're not doing? Is overthinking. When you recognize yourself doing something wrong, you're no longer doing something wrong in the belief in it's being done wrong, because it's not really wrong, it's just an experience. Once you recognize something, that's what enlightenment is called. It doesn't mean now I have to and do the work and stuff. No, that is the work. And if every day you can recognize, in every moment you can recognize you do that, eventually you stop recognizing it and you do this. And then what you notice is the fluidity and the ease of life. And things come to you, align, and you move in that direction. And then when you get to what we call the goal, you go back to the imagination. What am I going to do now? It's never been invented. Well, I'm going to close my eyes and see where we can go from here. And then another process is created. And the process, like all these aren't just some random thing. It literally is to learn and build from our experiences. You know, we have strands of DNA in our body that haven't even been triggered. Like a lot of times when I talk about these type topics, subjects, a lot of people that never heard it before will start like nodding their head, yeah. And it's because they were listening, they were engaged, and it literally triggered something in their DNA that they already knew. We all know this. It's like we know what we should do, but we forget that we should do it. So the more we actually engage, it then becomes our practice, and then we become beacons for others. You know, the more spiritual as individuals come and the more present we become, we have the ability to bring more people into presence. Like you notice, there are more people on the planet now working out and getting healthy, which then creates more people working out and getting healthy. It double downs on it. Because when people see the effort or the work into it, and actually even working out now seems effortless more than it did years ago, and more people are doing it, more people are doing it. For like just the sake of this whole setting is to raise the vibration, not just of every individual here, but to raise the vibration and the standard of how we look at stuff throughout the universe. And there are ways of measuring it, but we'll never know the effect. Just like the butterfly wings, we'll never know what the effect of it was. And when we continuously return back to this place, it becomes who we are. Because eventually we won't have to even show up at a place like this. We'll be doing this in our everyday discussion. And there will be a day we won't have to do this, but in the meantime, it's available, raise the information. But you don't have to wait till Wednesdays or, like I said last time, Sundays. You can do it every day. But by all means, those other things are good. Because right now in this room, there isn't too many distractions, so it's easy to stay present, engaged in what I'm saying. And it's easy for me to stay engaged because there's nothing else. But part of our practice is going out there and staying engaged while this thing's going on. This is why we marvel over stories like, or TV show or movies like James Bond. James Bond could be sitting on the beach drinking a martini, or he could be strapped to a chair over a shark tank, and his disposition's the same. It really is. It's like, you know, he drinks the martini like this, and he's over the shark tank like this. But the reason we like to watch that is because we want to emulate that no matter what's going on. We want to be in that place. But we don't know the joy, the energy running through him, but his response or reaction is very similar. Because at some level, he knows he's going to get out of it. You know? And this is why we engage in that. Now, can you imagine James Bond was a complete, like, screaming, like, would you watch somebody, like, run down and tuck, you know, call down? For one, nothing would get done. And the reason we like that, because we know we are already that. The reason we like, and envyiness of other people just means that you deep down inside know you can do it, but then you have a belief that says you can't. And that's where we create enviness and jealousy. But that's what they're really telling you. Because if you didn't know, if you couldn't do it, you would never be jealous of it. But when we actually turn it around, it can show us how that we can do that. That's why we watch that. You know, we try to act very present. And James Bond has to be present when he's hanging over a shark, or else he's dead. You know, hence why people like to mountain climb. They'll hardly get up the mountain unless you're thinking. You have to stay focused. You know, and if someone hits the ground, what happened? They were thinking. Overthinking. No, we laugh, but at some point there's going to be that. It's like, what happened? They were overthinking. You know, why did he get sick? He was overthinking. It's like, do you have any other diagnosis here? No, the truth is we were overthinking. And that's the major diagnosis. Now, the world's not ready to hear that. You know, we're chuckling over it because we know that. But that really is the fundamental reason of all this destruction that we see around us.